The next challenge for us is to build a column line chart showing sales as columns, count of rows as line, and the analysis should be by years and months coming from the order date. As usually, we start by inserting a new pivot table and maybe preparing just the layout of a pivot table. By placing order date on rows, I get year and months. This time I don't need the order date, and then placing sales on values will generate the first measure, and placing any field like order ID, which is a text field, will generate count of order ID, so the number of rows we have in there. It's a good moment right now to insert already the chart we wish, and we would like to create the combo chart. The combo is the so-called dual axis chart, because we will have left axis for the columns and the right axis for the lines. There are multiple ways how you can do it. You can find it on the Insert tab in newer versions of Excel as the combo. You can also, which is recommended by me, go to see all charts and pick combo from here, because straight from here you will also have an option to mark count of order ID as the secondary axis. But if you work in older versions of Excel like 2007 or 2010, you don't have this kind of option. So I will show in a second how to insert a combo chart for the older versions of Excel too. We will stick to clustered column and maybe line with markers as previously, and confirm this by hitting OK. This is going to generate the expected column and line chart, and as before, I can expand the entire field to go down to the month level and spot immediately that we will have in here, for example, 1 month in November, where the number of orders was quite similar to the previous month, but the sum of sales reached a peak. Let's format a bit the chart by hiding all of the fields we don't need, adding also the title to this chart, placing the legend maybe once again on top of the chart. We can rename also the values in there just by going back to a pivot table and saying this is my sales, this is my number of rows in the table. Let's give a better title to that: sales and number of rows. Number of rows we interpret as a number of lines ordered by customer by order date. This is it for the Excel 2013 and the next versions, but the same chart to be produced in the previous versions of Excel might be a bit more difficult to do, so I will just show you how to find exactly the same options in the older versions of Excel to find the combo chart. You start, of course, in the exactly the same way, which is place year and months, and to measures sales and count of order ID. Then insert a column chart, simple column chart, just as we did in the previous exercises. And because you don't have the combo chart option in the previous versions of Excel, you need to select the series for the count of order ID. If you can't select it on a chart because it's rather small, you can always go to the Format tab and find count of order ID as the series to be selected. Then you right-click it, format the data series, and change it from primary to secondary. Then, what is more, you can also change the series chart type to just a line chart, and it's going to work in Excel 365. It doesn't look like in Excel 2007 or 2010, but this is the way you can actually do it for the older versions of Excel. Column chart, line chart, and the combo chart are probably the most popular ones as regards data visualization, but still you've got plenty of other charts inside Excel, although not all of them are available for pivot charts. So we saw already column charts, line charts, sometimes pie chart. Bar chart works in a similar way as the column chart, area chart, and then strange thing, you cannot insert a scatter chart, at least by using the default options, as you can see. The new Excel 365 map not available. Other useful for me as business reporting charts like tree map, sunburst, histogram, Pareto, box and whisker, waterfall, funnel, not available for a standard pivot table. This is a kind of limitation we will try to obey in the next lessons.